Hi, this is Jessica Graham Robinson of SacredSpaceHealingArts.com, and I am here today with Marie Borer. And I wanted Marie is enrolled in my course that we're just getting started with called Awake and Radiant Living. And I wanted to bring Marie on to ask her some questions. Now I have a kid who's knocking at my door, and I'm feeling anger rising up inside because can't he hear me talking? Okay, hold on a second. You're like, dude, I'm recording right now. You can't knock on my door. You can't talk to me when I'm doing that, okay? Or get your compass, but then you have to go outside. And is there another thing? I don't know. Why? Hurry. I just want to try and find it. Where? Okay, nothing. There's nothing. Come on. Come on, sweetie. I don't know what you're looking for, but there's nothing else in here. Okay, no more knocking right now. In 15 minutes, we're going to go to the park, okay? Okay. No noise. Hear me? Okay. Did you hear it do that? Oh my goodness. Okay, start over. Uh-oh. Okay, you're back. All right. Hi, this is Jessica Graham Robinson of SacredSpaceHealingArts.com, and I have Marie Borer here with me today. And Marie, thank you for coming on. She is enrolled in my course, Awake and Radiant Living, and I wanted to bring her on to ask her some questions to kind of, I know that it's a big deal to make the leap to enroll yourself into a course like this. It's a leap of faith in a lot of different ways, and just a stretch to invest in yourself in that way. So I wanted to ask you and get your perspective so that might help some other people who are kind of on the fence of when you first heard about it, like what really spoke to you, or why now? Why was it, yes, I'll do this? Why did you hear a yes?
So I have been struggling with health concerns since I was 12 years old. And I feel like every year it's another concern, it's another big pain symptom. And as I moved into adulthood, it was my own responsibility, my own choice. And I'm a nurse by profession. And so my solution naturally was to go to medical professionals to seek some kind of an answer. And I've become really disenchanted with my own practice. There were no answers. And so I started looking for other things that I could do, things that spoke to me not only as a nurse, but as a person. And so when I heard about this course and some of the things that we'd be talking about and doing, it spoke more to me just all around as a whole person, and things that I could do to help my body, help myself, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what really speaks to me, I think. And those are things that in the past, as I've found those things, that's what's really helped me improve my life. And so that's one way I felt like this course would be helpful for me.
Yeah, I like that it spoke to you, not just like the mental piece, but something really spoke to your whole person. What would you say, like when you were thinking about it at first, were there some natural just resistance that came up to it, like that you came up against, you know, that we were like, well, did you have that little voice that was like, no, you probably shouldn't because, you know, like, did that voice creep up? Uh-oh, Marie.
So my nature, I'm that person that gets super, no, I'm the person that gets super excited, like jump in first, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this. It's amazing. Then like an hour later, I'm like, oh, except, you know, I'm working full time and I'm getting a master's degree, and we have 10 kids, and we don't have the resources to do. And so I think after my initial excitement, I just felt like this huge disappointment. Like there's no way I can do this. So
Yeah.
I think as beings we feel that natural resistance of all our obligations as adults. And I think I definitely had that huge adulting moment where I was like, oh, except wah wah, you know,
Yeah.
and it just kind of hit.
Yeah. So time and money, like that's what it boils down to.
Absolutely.
But then I remember having a conversation with you about time and about how, like, you know, it's really doable. It's little bits. It's not like you have to sit down for an hour every day and work on something. It's, you know, you can schedule it in to your life, however that works out. And I think another piece is just what it gives back, that eventually you get back well more than the time that you put into it. So it gives you more time, right? And so how did you like rationalize in your head? How did you get over investing, like the money piece? What made you like really feel like, yeah, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, that was like a huge discussion. Yeah, like a lot of us, it's not just me. Like, I have a significant other, and so it's like, woo, doing this, go. But I think when we sat down and talked about it, when you really think about, you know, at the time I was seeing a neurologist like once a month, and a doctor's visit, especially a specialist visit, that's like $150 every time you go. And I'm, you know, purchasing different things like essential oils and books, you know, and different resources and yoga videos and all these different things. And I think when you sit down and you think about trying to do it on your own, I think a lot of times we're investing that money anyway. But sometimes I think about, gosh, I bought that book and I started into it and it made no sense to me, and so I've never finished it. Or, you know, I've seen that neurologist 4 times and I still have migraines and I still have drooping on the left side of my face and I still have neck pain. You know, it's never really benefited me. And so for me and the discussion with my husband, I think the important piece we came down to is we've spent all this money all these years anyway, and I've never really found anything that benefited me for giving me a improvement in making an investment that led to me feeling not only better physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and making a contribution. You know, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And that's kind of what we came down to. If this could make me happier, it our whole family. And so we just really saw that piece benefiting not only physically, but, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and how much that would benefit our whole family.
Yeah. I love that you guys were able to sit down and really have a heart to heart, and you like really met on the same level about it. Because I don't think that always happens. Like sometimes the other person is like, what? You know, like, so that was so cool that he was really supportive of you. And that you were
in my on the same page with me about some of these things, you know. He is not the same yoga doing, essential oil using, kind of certain medicine practicing person. He's slowly becoming that way as he finds benefit in it too, but it's not like he's just like, yes, I'm on board too. That's great. He's a very different personality type. So for him to see benefit because I see benefit was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I love the way you were able to really break it down and see like where you were, you were spending this money in all of these different places going on your own, but it wasn't actually getting you where you were hoping all of those little parts were going. So a lot of times we spend $20 here, $10 there, $50 there, and then you don't think like how that adds up, but you're not getting the return on investment that you get with this, because with this, like, it's all, here we go. We're going somewhere, like there's a definite return on investment. That's so cool. I think, is there anything else like that you feel like you would want to share with other people who might be like thinking this is interesting? I know another thing that comes up for a lot of people is the group dynamic. There's so many people I've talked to that have said, ooh, I don't know about a group. I'm not into groups.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that, because the only other thing I was going to bring up is the key for me was the support. Like if I go to a neurologist, he might help me, but there's no support. Like I can't call him at 5 p.m. on a Friday when I'm discouraged and say, I'm so frustrated, like my week didn't go the way I wanted it to with this new eating plan, or with trying to get up earlier or going to bed earlier. I can't do that. That like you said, it's the return on investment. And with the group dynamic, there's built-in support. And I think that's one way I really want my I need people who are like-minded to me, who I really just need to express, or I need support, or help with something. I have a group of people who feel the same way I do and practice these things that I want to practice, and they can support me. Say, a yoga position that really helped me with that was this, or something like that, because I don't have that.
Yeah.
So I know groups can be intimidating to say, oh, this is how I'm feeling, or really be vulnerable. But also, one aspect I love about this is that you have like a built-in tribe of people who feel the way you do.
Yeah. I think that's so valuable. For me, everywhere I've ever lived before, I feel like I've had a couple people, but not had that feeling of a tribe. And then so, and they might be somewhere completely different. Like they might be across the United States, or something. And so I've got like a few people spotted here and there, but since I'm a member of a group like this one that I'm in, and it's made a world of difference for me in my life, my habits, what the changes that I've seen over the past year and a half have been incredible, because I have that support. And I never had that before. And reaching out, that's the same thing. Like it feels like, ooh, sometimes, I don't want to tell them I did that. Sometimes it's like, oh, you fell off the wagon of sorts, I ate a pint of Ben and Jerry's or something, and you don't want to say that. But if you do, in a similar way, the return on you investing in the group, you giving of yourself intimately and vulnerably, what you get back is immense. And then you feel better, everyone else is lifted. It's really incredible. I'm so psyched to have you. You're such an asset to this group. Yay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Marie.
Yeah. Yay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any other questions, if anybody's like, if you watch this, if you listen to this and you have questions about it, just either comment below, or you can private message me, or you can schedule a wellness discovery session and ask me in there. So I hope this takes some of the questions out for you, and thanks for watching. Namaste. Da, 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 da.